Alright, man, let's talk about it. Shawn O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 2 is official, and I think I speak for a good chunk of the MMA fans when I say, meh. Like, yeah, it's the fight that makes sense on paper to a certain extent, but nobody's really foaming at the mouth for it. We already saw this movie once, and a lot of us feel like we know how it ends. But here's the thing that's not being talked about enough. The first fight wasn't even your typical Morab fight, and it wasn't really your typical Shawn fight either. Both of these guys fought in a way we're not really used to seeing. Let's start with Morab. Normally this dude comes in like a blender on high speed. He's throwing volume, shooting non-stop, just chaos. But against Shawn, he slowed it way down. He came in calm, composed, and clearly had a different game plan. He wasn't just shooting blindly or crashing forward like a psycho. He respected the danger. He saw what Shawn did to Aljo and thought, yeah, I'm not walking into that left hand. So instead of rushing Morab, he played it smart. Morab played it smart. He chipped away with kicks, stayed in the outside, waiting for Shawn to bite, and then boom, ducked under and hit the hips. And as for Shawn, he wasn't really being himself either. He wasn't letting his hands fly, he wasn't setting traps, he wasn't flowing. He was circling a lot, trying to stay safe, trying to be calculated. And you could tell he was expecting the Tasmanian Devil version of Morab, the one that blitzed you from the opening bell. That's what Shawn trained for. And when Morab didn't give him that, it kind of froze him up. He didn't want to throw that right because he knew that a takedown was coming. And when he did throw it, Morab was waiting for it. That's what changed the whole tone of the fight. Shawn would step in, throw something big, and Morab was like, cool, now I'm on your legs. And once Morab got to the hips, it was game over. And it's not like Shawn never found success. Round 5, he started landing those teeps, and they were money, like real damage. He hurt Morab to the body, and for a second, it looked like something could shift, but it was a little too late. He only threw 2 teeps in the first 4 rounds, and by the time he realized it was a real weapon, Morab had already built up all that control time and all that momentum. So now we're running it back, and people are asking, can Shawn make the adjustments? And maybe. He's not dumb, he's got a good team. They probably watched the tape and realized, alright, we overextended, we chased, we gave up the hips way too easily, so this time he's probably going to play it safe, circle more, jab, teep, stay long, don't engage unless it's clean. But here's the problem, Morabs knows that too. If we're noticing it, you better believe Morab's camp is already drilling how to shut that down, and if he plugs that hole, then what? Then it becomes 2 dudes just kind of circling each other out, waiting for the other guy to overcommit. Nobody wants to make their first mistake, And that's why I think this fight might suck. Like, for reals, I think it's going to be way more cautious than the first one. Both guys now really know what the other's capable of. And when that happens, you get these low output, high respected fights where everyone's playing chess, but like the slow version. Not wild scrambles, not brawling, just a whole lot of feinting, jabbing, circling, and waiting. And that's the thing, man, it's a tough ask for Shawn. Like, even if he comes in sharper, more prepared with all the right adjustments, it's still just a brutal matchup because of the way Morab can flip the switch whenever he wants. Morab can come out patient again, same as the first fight, circle a bit, chip away with the leg kicks, give Shawn that false sense of space, but the moment that Shawn starts settling in or getting confidence, boom! Morab can go full throttle and just start spamming takedowns, chaining them back to back, dragging them into deep ends. And then just when you think he's going full pace, he dials it back, resets, and makes you second guess everything all over again. And that's what makes fighting Morab so damn frustrating. It's not just the pressure, it's the unpredictability of when the pressure hits. He's not just blindly shooting anymore, he's mixing things up, managing distance better, reading your timing, and the scariest part, he can do that for 25 minutes without slowing down. And when you're a guy like Shawn who relies on that sniper moment, that perfect read, that one clean counter, every minute that passes makes it harder to land that shot. The longer the fight goes, the more you're reacting, the more you're second guessing. The more Morab is racking up control time and frustrating you with the grind, you're getting smothered. Not damaged necessarily, but neutralized. And that's just as effective. It's like this, Shawn needs one clean moment, Morab just needs 20 solid minutes of being a brick wall. And when your frame is like that, you start to realize how uphill this battle really is. So yeah, man, I've been sitting with this fight, Shawn O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 2, and I've been thinking about it a lot. Not just casually either, I mean really thinking about it through every angle, watching the tape, rewatching round 5, looking at both of their styles, and look, I'm just gonna be real with you, I don't think Shawn can beat Morab. Now, don't get me wrong, saying that and saying that he has no shot are 2 different things. Anyone can win in MMA, and Shawn's got that sniper ability, that one punch clean kill shot that changes everything. But if I'm gonna be honest, and I think deep down a lot of people feel the same way, the odds are stacked against him. The matchup just doesn't do him any favors, and that's what makes it even harder. Morab isn't just relentless, he's disciplined now. In that first fight, he wasn't chaotic, wide open pressure monster that we usually see. He actually fought smart, he was patient, picking his entries, staying safe. He didn't give Shawn the chaos he was expecting, and that's what messed up Shawn, in that fight. He came in thinking that he was gonna time a big shot on a rushing wild Morab, but Morab never gave him the opportunity. Instead, Morab kept it clean. He kicked from range, stayed moving, waiting for Shawn to overextend, and then he got in on the hips. It was smart, it was calculated, and it showed that Morab doesn't need to go 100 miles per hour from the jump to win. He can dial it back, play the long game, and still drown you. Morab's not going to gas out. That's not part of his equation. He's built different when it comes to cardio. You're not going to wait him out. You're not going to hope he fades in round 4. If anything, he ramps up the deeper the fight goes. And that's a huge problem for a guy like Shawn, who's trying to time that one clean shot, because the longer the fight drags on, the harder it gets to land that moment, especially when you're trying to consistently defend level changes and trying to reset. But let's say Shawn does want to pull off the upset. What does that look like? What does a perfect Shawn O'Malley game plan looks like against a guy like Morab? Well, it starts with mental discipline, not just composure. I mean staying sharp round by round, even when things aren't going your way. Shawn cannot afford to chase the knockout. He has to know that Morab's going to make this messy, make it awkward, and try to control the pace. Shawn's got to stay calm, use his range, and just keep chipping away. That means jabs and teeps all night. Not flashy combos, not spinning stuff, just fundamental distance management. Stick and move, and I don't mean survive. I mean actually use those weapons to make Morab work. Keep stabbing him in the body with the teeps. Control that mid-range. Consistent movement. Reset over and over. Now here's the thing that really stuck with me after watching their first fight again. And honestly, I feel like not enough people are talking about it. Shawn's teeps were the most effective thing he landed all night. Like, yeah, we remember the takedowns and Morab smothering him back to back to round 5. Shawn landed a couple clean teeps to the body, and you can actually see it hurt Morab. It stopped him in his tracks for a second. He kind of shelled up, his body language changed, and you could tell it bothered him. That wasn't just scoring points, that was a legit reaction. And what's crazy is Shawn only threw 2 teeps in round 4, that's it. Then in round 5 he finally let it go. He threw a little more and they landed clean, and suddenly it's like, oh, there was something there. That tells me there's a real opportunity here. If you're Shawn O'Malley and you're heading into the rematch, that's your focus. Not headhunting, not trying to land the kill shot on top. Your target's the gut, and it owes you money. Teeps, round kicks, front kicks, whatever it is, keep stabbing the body. Because the thing is, Morab is a freak when it comes to cardio. We're not even pretending that he's gonna gas, but nobody likes body shots. That's not a cardio thing, that's a human thing. You get poked in the solar plexus enough times, you're gonna feel it. You don't have to gas or slow down. You just have to start thinking about it. That little hesitation, that wince or pause before the next entry, that's what's creating openings. So forget the highlight reel for a second, forget the spinning shit. The cleanest path for Shawn is fundamental all night. Jabs, teeps, touch and move, control the distance, don't get greedy, and keep forcing Morab to reset. It's not about surviving, it's about making him work. Every time Morab takes a step forward, make him walk into something. Every time he tries to close the gap, stab him in the gut and get out. And if Shawn does that consistently, and I mean from round 1, not just in a desperation late, you never know. He might not need a knockout. He might just frustrate Morab, make him start reaching, making him start forcing shots, and when that happens, then you start looking for the left hand, not before. But here's the catch, even with that perfect execution, Shawn still needs to find a way to stop the takedown entries from becoming control time. He's probably not stuffing Morab's shots 100%, that's unrealistic, but he has to get right back up immediately, every time. Make Morab work for everything, that's how you stay in the fight. Not by avoiding the takedown, but by denying the control that comes after that. And maybe, if Shawn can keep that up for 3+ rounds, frustrate Morab, land clean teeps, and kick to the body, start opening up late with some volume, then maybe he can start finding those gaps. Because we saw it in round 5. Morab can get touched when he slows for even a second, but if Shawn doesn't create those moments for himself, that's not just gonna appear. So yeah, the blueprint exists, it's real, it's just razor thin. Shawn has to be perfect, while Morab just has to be consistent. And in MMA, that's a dangerous dynamic. If Shawn pulls it off, it'll be one of the most impressive tactical wins of his career. But if he slips for even a second, Morab's gonna be on those hips and it's deja vu all over again.